So I'm just going to do a little bit more on the B1 and the B2 for Unit 14. So we've got two sections, monitoring and evaluating customer service provision. The first thing is using research from customers to identify improvements and monitor complaints. Just shut him up. Right. So you have just been asked to do a Learner Voice survey on Moodle, right? So this is research for Richard Taunton's college to find out your thoughts and about the college, yeah, and give your input. So what somebody will do is gather that information and get all the results and then pass that on, yeah, and talk about it. And if there's things that we're doing that you, or not doing, that you want, then we can act on it. With Greenview, any complaints will be used to change procedures, make sure things are better. So using research from customers to identify improvements and monitor complaints. So any way that we're being questioned or any surveys that are done and the results of those can then be used. So basically, I was going to think of something else to say then. I have, as a member of staff, one-to-one meetings with my boss. I have a formal appraisal, which is a meeting to go over how I'm feeling things are going, setting me targets and things like that. This is an opportunity for me to give some feedback and also my boss. But it's a way of, if I've got any problems, it's a formal communication method to actually make things change if I need to. Next bullet point, monitoring using. Now you've got some light coloured bullet points there that give you some suggested ways of gathering that data. So, and the sort of data that we might have. So, for example, on you guys, obviously we have a lot of information. So we have got like a profile on you, your contact details, your history of your qualifications and all that sort of thing. And we know where you've come from in terms of the region. So we can do research on where we're getting our customers from, and that will help us get more customers, because if we know we're doing it right in one area and getting more people from there, we can sort of analyse it and say, well, why are we getting some more people from that area and not that one? So you can target your marketing and that sort of thing. It helps you with everything. So that's just, so have a look through those lighter coloured bullet points and it gives you some ideas of what to write there. Evaluating customer service is the next bullet point. We would look at analysing the responses from any feedback that we got, and so would Greenview. When you listen to his video, he talks about allowing staff to try and deal with complaints at the time, but if they can't, then it's forwarded to him. That's their procedure. Here we have a college formal procedure that if you wanted to make a complaint, you'd fill out a form, and that would have a process to go through to make sure that the management know. Then they might go to the trustees. They would want to know how many complaints we're getting in and that sort of stuff. Hopefully that's okay for B1. B2, indicators in improved performance. As mentioned yesterday, all these bullet points are your answers, but you have to say how it relates to your businesses. So if we get less complaints, obviously that is an indication of that we're getting better. All right, but increase in profits, we've just spoken about. Even though the college is not for profit, we do still need a surplus to be able to invest in equipment and staff and looking after the estates, and maybe to invest in new buildings and that sort of stuff. Reduction in the turnover of staff is if your staff are happy, which links to the next point, and your people are performing well, they're feeling like they get the right feedback, they get the right training, they don't leave. It's expensive when you have a high turnover of staff, so you know that you're being successful. If you've got a low turnover of staff, people are happy, yeah, and that's good because it saves you money in both instances. Repeat business from loyal customers. mentioned a little bit in the A3, but you would have friends and family come in, you might do evening courses when you've left college, you might tell your younger brother and sister to come to college and do your courses here. Yeah, it means that you keep in touch for years rather than just 2 years. Okay, hopefully that's okay.